You mean the Malcolm X that followed Elijah Muhammad, the Malcolm X that Elijah Muhammad took out of prison and converted and cleaned and made wise, or the Malcolm X that diverted and totally went hypocritical against Elijah Muhammad? Which Malcolm was you talking about? Now, this is a good question. Everybody will know about Malcolm. Malcolm was just a student and a follower of Elijah Muhammad. That's all.
What made you turn over to the Islamic religion?
The truth that I heard. I went to the Muslim mosque in 1960 when I first went to Miami training for professional fighting. I went to a Muslim meeting. And as soon as I heard it, I knew this is what I've been looking for all of my life. When the man proved to me that I was not a Negro, that Cassius Clay was not my name, and I didn't know my language or my culture, my religion. And when he showed me I didn't completely know myself, then I had to sit and listen.
Why do you feel Malcolm became disillusioned?
Well, Malcolm X didn't, I would say, become disillusioned. He did a few unwise things. A plane crashed in Europe somewhere with 130 whites on it from Atlanta. And he praised the death of these people dying such a tragic death. And Elijah Muhammad had to dismiss him for 3 months because he spoke for himself, not for the movement. And when Kennedy died, he also jumped up and praised Kennedy's death. The first white man that I've seen who really wanted to do something, tried to do right, couldn't seem to be right with me. And many people were grieving at the time Kennedy died, mainly Negroes. They cried more than white people. And this was an unwise thing for a man representing some 700,000 followers to stand up and praise a man like Kennedy's death. So Elijah Muhammad, being the boss, he had to set him down for like 6 months, told him that Malcolm X didn't represent me. And he said, the country has lost a good president. It was on the next day of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. And Malcolm was brainwashed by all these cameras. White people telling him how good he spoke, telling him he should be the leader. And he one day believed this, that he was the leader. And if you knew nothing about Muslims, you would have thought that Malcolm X was the leader because he got all the press. Like me, I'm standing up here talking about the Muslims, but you don't call Elijah Muhammad here. You call all the students, but you won't call Elijah Muhammad. And he was destroyed by the cameras, and when he was put out, he came to my house in Florida. I paid his way and his family, not knowing he was dismissed. He told me he's going to start a new movement. He's tired of white people mistreating Negroes. He's with Elijah, but he's going to start a new movement, come in a different angle. He's going to get a rifle club, vigilante committees. And this, he ended up in a tragic death because you preach the sword, you die with the sword. But when he followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he was a great man. We all who are Muslims, we admired him, we fed him, we clothed him, and loved him to the utmost as a brother. But when he devoted and left the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and hypocritically turned against him, then naturally we're going to follow the student and not the teacher, not the student. So that's that. But when he praised Kennedy's death, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to dismiss him.
Since Malcolm deviated, he went out and armed his followers, right? And I never have taught you to arm, and you were most successful without arm and those with arm, right? Not even Martin Luther was too wise to tell his followers to arm themselves because he knows the devil would kill them. Because the devil have all the arms. You've got to have a lot of arms to make a stand against him. Because if you outshoot him with rifles in this neighborhood, he'll go rope it off. He'll go and isolate this neighborhood. Then he'll get in his plane and come over and drop a little bomb on you. Understand? Or he'll sit out there and take one of his field pieces and throw some shells over you. You can't do nothing. You can't throw them back at him. Or he'll come and just strafe you, with machine gun fire. Go up and down the street with his, with his plane just sliding low. You don't have one. Just strafe you all up and down the street. Daring you to come out, and then after a while you cry out for some food. He's the only one selling your food. You don't have no food stored away. Now how in the world are you going to fight up people like that? When they feed, you got to eat their food. You got to wear their clothes. You got to, stay under their shelter. How can you fight them with their arms? You're going to be the loser. You're going to have your people slaughtered. That's what it is. I know these things in advance. He could just starve you to death. Just go and patrol your area and won't allow you to come out and nobody to go in. You can't get no help. You can't jump up and fly out of it. You don't have wings to fly. Now, how you going to get help? You said, well, my people across the water coming. They can't do it because they don't have an air force. Asia, Africa don't have no great air force or nothing like that to come here and aid you. They don't have no fleet, no navy to come here and bombard the shores of the United States. No, they can't help you. He's over there trying to get them to help. But you see, they could help you a little by uniting against America's brutality against you by telling her in the UN now you call yourself the chief nation for peace, and you now have this poor brother of ours here. You just killing him day and night. They could probably ease up a little clubbing of you and me, but that yet, if America didn't want to do that, they can't fight them. America could whip Africa with all of her mechanized, armies. Why, they could roll over just like that, because Africa don't have that kind of, artillery to fight Americans in Europe. That's why they rule them. They got nothing to fight with. And you don't see no African ships backing up in the ports of America, do you? They don't have anything, brother. They slaves under the Western powers themselves. Egypt have some. But now she don't have no navy to come here to try to attack this devil's navy. No. You would never get, they would never get in sight. If you go to the bottom of the world, they get in sight. She don't have no air force strong enough to even start across the Atlantic to fight this devil. No. They knock them out before the devil can get here. This old devil is about the strongest thing on the earth when it comes to actually, arms. He have built up a force of arms, brother, that is not equal here in Russia. So you can't fight him with that. Don't depend on fighting him with that. Find the other way. Get to Allah who knows how to fight without artillery of his make. Now, he told me he will leave him to him. He's happy to destroy him. He said he hasn't got anything to destroy. He said take him in one day. He don't have nothing. He said we know what he have. I told him about the poison gas when they get to it. He said, he said, we know all about that. He said, we cut a corridor in the air lane. He says, the poison gas can't cross it. He said, we know how to sell. He said, we know how to stop this devil. And he told me, he said, we've been preparing for him for 60 years. He said, we're ready, brother. And the devil knows that. And there is ex-general in Pakistan, he told me the same thing. He said, we've been preparing for this devil for 60 years, 70 now. He said, now we are ready. He said, we just have to get back and make room here for you all. He said, because we're ready. He said, he's no good. He said, the only way out is just to kill him. Well, these scientists know these things. And that's why you hear me boast so. I know it. I know when Allah let loose the forces of nature against him, he got no defense. He can't fight that. I don't care if you have a stack of bombs, tonnage bombs, hydrogen bomb, as high as Mount Everest. It wouldn't help him against that. He just have them there. No, he couldn't help him at all. So that's what I